Teofimo swears that he's undisputed despite having not fought Devin the Dream Haney. We're going to talk about that in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Listen, I don't know how you found my video, but somehow, some way you made it. You arrived at the content. Please help others find this content by throwing a like on the video. It's quick, it's seamless, it's painless, and it goes a long way when you guys throw a like on the video. So appreciate you guys. Check out some of the affiliate links. Let's talk about it. Now, this is getting rather embarrassing regarding Teofimo Lopez. Canelo Alvarez set history in dethroning Caleb Plant, who was a defending champion, and he unified. Canelo unified, became undisputed with that victory over Caleb Plant, stopped him in the 11th round. At the post-fight presser, you had Teofimo Lopez, who him and his father decided to get on stage. You know, maybe I heard they talked to Eddie Reynoso to see if Teo could take pictures. And it was just a weird ordeal because Teofimo Lopez, although he might, you know, have love for Canelo, he really doesn't have anything to do with that situation. If anything, I could understand if it was, let's say, Ryan Garcia, because he trains in the gym with them, Eddie Reynoso. But since Teofimo was really a rival of Ryan, I thought the whole move looked weird, and it looked like Teofimo was pretty thirsty. And then now, to make that more messed up, to add insult to injury, you got Teofimo in this conversation about him being undisputed. Josh Taylor already made a video immediately after the Canelo fight. Josh Taylor laughed at it and says, "You are not undisputed." He said, "Me and Canelo," I'm just paraphrasing, said, "Me and Canelo are undisputed, but you're not. And you look weird going, like, just like I said, going to the Canelo post-fight where he's just celebrating, setting history and becoming undisputed. And you're like, hey, but look about, hey, Vita, what about my froggy? I thought you want to play with my froggy." And he's showing his belts. And he, like I said, he really has nothing to do with that situation. So all in all, I think it's a bad look. The conversation is being had online. A lot of fans reopen the scab, reopen the wound about this undisputed talk. The WBC and Mauricio Sulaiman, they can say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense. Teofimo has a franchise belt. They can keep calling him undisputed, but in the eyes of the public, right? And Teo says he's the people's champ. In the eyes of the public, until you fight Devin Haney, who's the current WBC champion, who's in or around your age group, and there's a great storyline and rivalry. Devin pushed up on him in Fresno at the Mikey Garcia fight. Then until that happens, it's really not believable that he's undisputed. And just in case there were any doubts, I've already talked about this, but I didn't want to have to do this, but y'all made me. The term undisputed, you can ask any lexicographer. You can look to any dictionary, Merriam-Webster, dictionary.com, the dictionary app, right? It says undisputed, adjective, not challenged or questioned, accepted, of undisputed importance is the example. Oxford Languages, undisputed, not disputed or called in question, accepted, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And it says synonyms or similar, undoubted, uncontested, unchallenged. None of these words and or definitions for the adjective undisputed fit what the WBC and Teofimo are trying to do. Undisputed, Merriam-Webster, not questioned or disputed, the undisputed king, an undisputed theory. So you cannot call, by way of definition, you cannot call yourself undisputed if there is a dispute, and that dispute is DH, Devin Haney. Showtime, they aired the fight on pay-per-view, Canelo versus Caleb Plant. They showed an on-screen graphic, Canelo in defeating Caleb Plant. He became the 6th undisputed in the 4-belt era, the 6th fighter to become undisputed. Guys, more recently, Terrence Bud Crawford, he did it at 140. Alexander Usyk of the Ukraine, he did it at cruiserweight. right? And then now he would have to fight Joshua because there's a rematch clause there. And then he would have to beat him again and then fight Tyson Fury to be undisputed at heavyweight. So similar to Evander Holyfield, right? And past guys, Bernard Hopkins, Jermaine Taylor, Josh Taylor. So 2 Taylors have been undisputed, Jermaine and Josh. Shout out to them. Josh Taylor did it earlier this year in defeating Jose Ramirez, and he had to fight a tough schedule to get here. World Boxing Super Series. He had Ivan Baranchyk. He had a fight against Regis Prograis, and then later on he fought against Jose Ramirez, right, in Vegas. So these guys are all really undisputed, including now Canelo. Payday, you want payday? I know that, right? These guys are the undisputed guys. Teofimo, again, I just read multiple definitions from the dictionary of the term undisputed, and you tell me that any of those fit the circumstance in the situation. And then Teofimo, and I'll probably make a separate video about this, but Teofimo lied on camera. When he was confronted by the DAZN reporter, or he was confronted by Devin Haney on DAZN in front of the DAZN reporter, he told a fib. Teofimo said that Team Devin Haney had multiple opportunities to fight Lomachenko, but they chose not to, and then he did it. And, you know, he beat Lomachenko, so that's why he's the man. That is inaccurate. Devin Haney called out Lomachenko. He put pressure on him. He was even calling him out of his name. He was calling him Nomachenko, right? Saying he don't want to fight me. I'll beat him. And Top Rank and Lomachenko's team decided to reach out to the WBC, who would then comply, making Lomachenko the franchise champion. So if we're going to spit facts, we got to spit facts and make sure the information is factual. Teofimo, I don't know where he gets off saying that Devin Haney had all these opportunities to fight Lomachenko. Politics is what kept Devin Haney out of the situations where he could have fought for the title much sooner and actually fought. You know, people want to say, oh, he's an email champ and stuff. I'm not trying to hear none of that, because guys like, he was down to fight Luke Campbell for the belt, but then Top Rank reached out to the WBC again and then swept the rug from underneath Devin Haney and Eddie Hearn, and they pushed for a Lomachenko-Luke Campbell fight. Then after Loma beat Luke Campbell, then they franchised him out when Devin Haney was putting pressure on him and was the mandatory, the #1 rated guy to fight Lomachenko. So I don't know where Teofimo's getting his information, but the whole situation looks embarrassing. Like for me, I look at boxing is similar to hip hop. There's a lot of commonalities, and a lot of things are analogous. And me coming from doing music and hip hop being so competitive, you want to have the best verse, or you look at today's battle rap and stuff, you're trying to 30 somebody and empty the clip, bar them up, things like that. Boxing's the same way, and it's crazy that we have all these young fighters, and some of them seem to have lost that spice in terms of just being a true competitor. Devin Haney is one of the rare exceptions that hasn't lost it. But as far as some of the other young fighters like Ryan Garcia and Teofimo, I don't know if they have that, because like the Wild Wild West or hip hop, you know how people say in the movies, this town ain't big enough for the both of us. And then they got to have a showdown. And then they both take the certain amount of steps, spin, and then shoot, and whoever gets clipped. It's like the Quick and the Dead movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Sharon Stone. Gene Hackman, great movie, right? Underrated movie. I don't see how Teofimo can feel comfortable holding up all these belts and then like a fake version of the WBC belt. And then Devin Haney got a version of the WBC, and the fans feel a different type of way. So he's not in the same vein as Josh Taylor and Canelo, who are truly undisputed. And, you know, for me as a person, I can't speak for no one else, but me as a person, that wouldn't sit well with me. I would want to clear that up just for the sake of, now I shut his mouth and I'm the end all be all. I'm the king of the hill for sure. You know, just like Canelo and Caleb Plant, they had to fight each other to get an outcome to show who was the baddest, and Canelo passed his test. And Caleb Plant, you know, great effort, did great, boxed well, but he came up short. That's what boxing is all about. But to parade around with a version of the belt and this discrepancy that clearly makes you not undisputed. You know, it's just weird, you know, taking photo ops with Canelo. And, you know, that's just how I see it. Let me know how I did in this video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm the best in the business. And I'm out. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.